and it is very clear. In Georgia, 53% of women voted for Senator Warnock compared to only 44% of men. So if you ignore the women that are a part of this winning equation, we don't win. Very simple. So my job as a member of Congress moving into the 118th Congress and the Democratic Women's Caucus, we have to continue to elevate those issues that really resonate with women across the board, because those are winning issues. They're issues that transcend partisan lines, but majority of women are supporting Democrats because we are the ones standing with them. We are the party that is making sure that women can continue to make personal, private medical decisions. After the Roe v. Wade decision last summer, we saw the uptick in young people getting involved. In Georgia, we continue to see the rise in the youth voter turnout. And that was no different from women across the spectrum of reproductive age turning out in record numbers.
You talked about some of the efforts that women want to see. House Democrats push legislation. Let's take, for example, child tax credit to help women help their families over the last 2 years. Yet, as you mentioned, in the Hill, bipartisan bills like the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, which we were just talking about yesterday with Monica Ramirez in the context of Latina Equal Pay Day, the Pump for Nursing Mothers Act, they can't get a vote on the Senate floor. So then what will it take to get an actual vote on that legislation?
I mean, and these are simple bipartisan pieces of legislation. Very simple, should be common sense. And they are bipartisan, but the Republican Party continues to block things like discriminating against pregnant women in our workforce. Who could be against that? The Republican Party. That's who's against that. So we have to continue to make sure that we are making our case to the American people. Our next midterms our next elections for all of our congressional races will be here before you know it. And we might not have been able to get the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act included in the NDAA right now. But I will tell you, elections have consequences, and we're going to continue to bring our message to the people. Women are continuing to vote in force. We are not turning away, and we're going to decide who is in control of the next Congress.
There are two different time periods that I want to look at with you. First, there is just sort of the next 3 weeks, lame duck session. It is sort of wild the amount that could get done in the next 3 weeks. I mean, of the policies that sort of specifically pertain to women or to which women disproportionately benefit from, is there anything you see getting done in that window?
I mean, right now we have a Republican Party who is simply not willing to stand on the side of women in this country. And with the majority in the House flipping to being Republican controlled next Congress, this is on their shoulders. And now we have to show them the American people that they just simply aren't willing to advance a health and economic agenda for women in this country. And elections have consequences, and we're going to have to deal with that over the next 2 years. We were able to stave off a huge shift and what people thought was going to happen in this election cycle. But again, Republicans are going to be taking control of Congress in just a few short weeks, and they've shown us who they are. They do not stand with the women of this country, and the women of this country are going to continue to lift up our voices to make sure that people understand what we want to see happen.